Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Dawntrail. In the last episode, we got back into it and started our first quests in the Dawntrail expansion. Taking the boat ride, which was somewhat eventful. Ran into a storm. And then arrived here in Tuliolol. And I've been taking a tour of the city and learning a bit of its history. So, after all of that, we've been invited basically to the city's best restaurant by Wuklamat. So, we're gonna pop in there and see what there is to eat. So, let's get right to it. Alright, Kryl. What a lovely establishment. I'm reminded of the Bismarck in Limsa Laminsa. Wuklamat. Have you ever had tacos? They're a Turali classic. Not Turali. Tuliolol classic. You bake a crunchy sal made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I like how they're made here at Zabalyav. I like how they're made here at Zabalyav TA best. And I need one right in front of me right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with Brook Evu. Alright. Alright, Brook Evu.
Brook Evu! My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the Silver Scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils. Oh!
Oops.
Oh!
If it isn't the third promise.
Oh! No.
I don't know these ones. New salt. Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother. Of course, that's it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
third promise remembers us! Such an honor! Glory on your name, brother. And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling housecat, we are blessed siblings, the Elevated Chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tulihyolal. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Ha! Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense. Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
A two-headed mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo,
Where we go?
the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubigo and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Getting a call.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So it goes.
Oh well. No tacos. Alright. Ryle? No, Wuglamot first. Baruch Ibu's lovingly made tacos went to waste, and it's all that brutish Baku Jaja's fault. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliolol cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alphino and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the Resplendent Quarter or even the eastern side of Telemarch if you prefer. Now that you have an idea how the city is laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Avolok Shunsa. My poor empty belly. Alright, so no more taggers along. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the rest of the Ethernet shards. A little foggy. Alright, so then this is Wachu Meki Meki. Alright, we have attuned to all the Ethernet shards. So we can teleport ourselves up. Alright. Oh, that's the sound of a big crowd. And sure enough, there it is. Alright, Kryl. There are so many narrow winding streets, but even if you get lost, all you have to do is keep heading up and you'll arrive at the palace eventually. Alice? The food is amazing. Passing Mamoja let us try a fruit called a chirimoya, and it was just sublime. Are the others kicking around in here somewhere? Maybe. Let's talk to Wukelmot. You made it. Good. Then we're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. That's a new chest piece. Was that actually an improvement over what I'm wearing? It is. So. Lobo skin coat offending. Alright, first piece of new gear. Alright, where is the person we need to talk to? Aaronville. On speaking with Aaronville, several cutscenes will play in sequence. I think we have enough time. Plenty of time. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It's like herding a pair of unruly curls. I understand all too well. Charliana had the same effect on me. Right then, now's the time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and to meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. Like he might want a sparring match right out of the gate. It sounds like a sparring match is going on. Oh, looky who it is.
Estinian? When did he get here?
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunpurge to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter. Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that woman there.
I see you, warrior.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tyrrell.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Basically, do treat them as almost two people. That makes sense.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonash.
It's Erenville now, Dawn Servant. I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! Old-tempered still. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the Rite is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends.
I guess he's just going to be hanging out and doing whatever he wants. Fair enough. And there's that guy.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zorolja. The second promise, Gona. The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja.
Mamuk.
You four will compete in the Rite of Succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyola is young, and so I look to the always for inspiration. The Rite of Succession, the means by which the Autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyola I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Now you have us to compete against. Ah, though it seems the one-head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the Rite of Succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural and find the City of Gold.
So we're straight to it then.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Gona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer as proof my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own four eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyola. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions, and we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same, but in order to achieve victory proper, You need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
All right, so what do we got? Okay, those.
The Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth. Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja as successor and be done with it.
The rite of cessation begins now. I'll be watching your progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
All right, 1 set for each.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryle Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time.
Oh, gonna stay quiet.
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. to fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the right of succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your golden city. Thank you for hearing my petition.
Looks like we got our work cut out for us then.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galov.
That's a lot of people. Very colorful.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this? Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
I want to see where this journey leads. We'll go with that.
So you are committed to your path? I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Here they come!
It's Saralja!
Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Serelja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The Resilion son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
Responding
Saralja,
through an aid.
The first promise and commander of the Landsguard. Saralja, the palace seer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Saralja is indeed the natural child of Gurul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists. This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soralja, the warmonger.
Okay, so he's the warmonger.
Cryo, are you all right?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions. Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier. The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new. You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the rite of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
A machinist?
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Sharlian's own studium.
Right.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Sharlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants. Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyolan. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
So, this guy's a deal, I guess we'll
The
find.
Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. I pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
Everybody's clearing out.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies. It's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's promise, I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
It's fine. More than anyone. I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat, I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
All right, so we're off. All right. Trial. I know not what drives Zoralja, but it engulfs him like an inferno. How they say? The two-headed claimant, Bakujaja, treats everyone around him as lesser beings. No doubt he'd try to elevate the Mamulja above other races should he become Dawn Servant, not unlike the Garlean Empire afforded special status to pure-blooded Garleans. And Alphino. So Kona, the second promise, is intent on developing his country by means of Sharlayan innovations. Given his background, I suppose it should come as no surprise. Erenville. Just as you witnessed, Wuklamat has no great army of supporters. Not yet, at least. Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard, and in any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to do is all we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliyollal saga. I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars. We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go and take a look. Alright. We'll check out the pillars. Let's see. Fastest way is probably just going to be head back to the Ethernet and teleport over. Alright, Erenville. The preparation of intricately carved tablets for every claimant must have taken considerable effort and forethought. We should consider them weighty reminders that this contest is no light-hearted matter. Wuklamat. At a glance, they seem much the same. Alphino. That makes everyone. Wuklamat, the tablets, if you would. Of course. Everyone has a tablet, and let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn Servant said that we were to retrace the path they walked in uniting Tyrell's peoples, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. And we have the answer right here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuliyollal saga. The events the glyphs portray, do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanohano settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during a festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pelu Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about that storm we passed through at sea. Apparently, it ravaged Dawntrail several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea's, they are more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If you want to avoid wasting time making a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. Okay then. It would be prudent to ensure we're prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Alright, the accommodations. Our inn room, I'm guessing. Kryl. Oh, such lovely little cottages, and they're on the water. How they say? Wooklamont said she would bring the information to us. I wonder what she meant by that. Alphino. What a comfort to have our lodging sorted in advance. Alright, Aranville. That's right. The reservation is under Wooklamot's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us at Zabalyev TA. Greetings, visitors to Tuliolal, and welcome to the Forard Cabins. Whenever you're ready, I will show you to your rooms. Alrighty then. So you're the innkeep. Alright, duly noted. But we do not need an inn room as of yet. Alright, here's our destination. I trust you to be the keenest to head out, Ayame. But where are Ernville and Wooklamot, I wonder? There they are. Oh, good. You're all here. Who might your companions be? Seeing as we needed information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. I give you credit for taking initiative, at least. What do you mean, at least? I am honored that the third promise would seek my advice. I, too, am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be occasions when we need to act independently, so I brought these for the two of you. Link pearls. What's this? It is called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. Is that so? What a handy thing to have. It'll be very useful on our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two new friends here. Alright. The Tuliyola saga features a number of Tyrell's clans. Two of those, the Hano Hano and the Pelo Pelo, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hano are cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds in their home village. Akhanu is located in Kozamaoka. On the other hand, the other, smaller fellow, is of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Orkopacha. They appear in the Lay of Gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods, and Wachun Pelo, their village. Now, as for deciding which village to visit first, well, why don't you put that adventurous instinct of yours to work for us, Yami? Pick our destination. Upon completing the quest, the main scenario will branch into two parts. Accepting the quest from the helpful Hano will temporarily prevent you from accepting quests from the approachable Pelu, and vice versa. The second quest path will become available from the respective NPC once you have completed the series of quests for the first path. Furthermore, story elements and quest rewards will not be affected by your initial choice of path. Speak with the NPC you prefer, and embark on the trail for the Rite of Succession. Alright, I was expecting there to be a split in the quest line, and I think that at this point is a good place to go ahead and break the episode. So, we will pick our path when we come back for next episode. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.